1759 wasn't the end of fighting, it was a turning point. The British victory at Quebec made them masters of New France, but the dream of a British North America was far from secure. The new British subjects, French colonists and indigenous nations, weren't automatically loyal. For years tensions simmered, and the fragile hold on Canada would be tested again. Fast forward to the early 1800s. The young United States felt stifled by Britain, which was busy fighting Napoleon in Europe. Britain was seizing American ships, impressing, forcing American sailors into its navy, and supporting indigenous resistance to U.S. expansion. The U.S. saw an opportunity: conquer Canada, remove British influence, and expand westward. In June 1812, the U.S. declared war. American armies marched north, expecting an easy win, seeing Canadians as ripe for liberation. They attacked at three main points: Detroit, Niagara, near Lake Erie, and Lake Champlain. But they were met with fierce resistance. Major General Isaac Brock, a brilliant British commander, along with Shawnee leader Tecumseh and his warriors, thwarted early invasions. The Americans failed at Detroit and Queenston Heights. A crucial victory for the British and their indigenous allies occurred at the Battle of Beaver Dams in June 1813, where an American force marching to surprise a British outpost was ambushed and forced to surrender, thanks to intelligence provided by Laura Secord. Here, Mohawk and Caughnawaga warriors, using their intimate knowledge of the terrain, strategically positioned themselves to encircle and relentlessly attack the American troops, forcing their capitulation with minimal British intervention. Their disciplined and effective guerrilla tactics proved decisive. The Canadians, alongside British troops and First Nations allies, fought desperately to defend their land. The war dragged on. In 1813, Americans captured York, present-day Toronto, looting and burning the Parliament buildings. This act of destruction fueled British anger. In August 1814, with Napoleon defeated, Britain sent veteran troops to North America. They marched on Washington, D.C., and, in a retaliatory strike for the burning of York, set fire to the Capitol, the Treasury, and the White House. President Madison fled as flames engulfed the presidential mansion. The Treaty of Ghent was signed in late 1814, officially ending the war in 1815, with no major territory changing hands. The U.S. failed to conquer Canada, and Britain didn't regain much lost ground. For Canada, it was a defining moment, a successful defense that forged a national identity, proving they could stand against their powerful southern neighbor. For the U.S., it was a second war of independence, a lesson in limits. The dream of American expansion into Canada died, paving the way for Canada's eventual independence and a long, albeit sometimes tense, peaceful border.